Module Overview, Monitoring, Evaluation, and Impact Assessment (MEIA) are foundational components in the design, implementation, and sustainability of rural development and extension service programs. This module delves into the concepts, frameworks, tools, methodologies, and real-world applications of media within the rural development context. Effective monitoring and evaluation (M&E) not only track progress and measure success, but also identify challenges, improve accountability, enhance learning, and ensure the efficient use of scarce resources. Impact assessment, on the other hand, goes further by systematically analyzing the long-term effects, intended and unintended, positive and negative, of development interventions on rural populations. It determines whether or not programs have generated meaningful transformation in livelihoods, income, food security, gender equality, empowerment, and environmental sustainability. On understanding, monitoring, evaluation, and impact assessment. Monitoring is the continuous and systematic process of collecting, analyzing, and using information to track a program's implementation. It provides real-time feedback on whether activities are proceeding according to plan. Evaluation is the periodic, in-depth assessment of the relevance, effectiveness, efficiency, sustainability, and impact of a project or program. Evaluation is usually conducted midterm or at the end of a program. Impact assessment is a rigorous, often longitudinal analysis that seeks to measure the changes in the target population that are attributable to a specific intervention. These three elements form an integrated learning loop that enhances transparency, performance, and adaptive management in rural development. Second, objectives of monitoring and evaluation in rural programs. Accountability to donors, governments, and beneficiaries. Learning and adaptation for future program design and decision-making. Transparency and trust building among stakeholders. Measuring progress towards development goals. Detecting implementation bottlenecks. Enhancing participation and feedback loops. In rural extension services, M&E plays a vital role in measuring outcomes such as adoption rates of innovations, changes in agricultural productivity, behavior changes among farmers, gender participation, and policy effectiveness. 3. Key concepts and frameworks. A. Logic model, log frame approach. This is a structured framework that links inputs, activities, outputs, outcomes, and impacts. It helps define inputs. Resources invested, funds, labor, time, activities, what is done, trainings, extension visits, farmer field schools, outputs, immediate results, number of farmers trained, outcomes, short to medium term effects, adoption of new practices, impacts, long-term sustainable changes, improved income, food security. B. Theory of change, TOC, a more flexible, narrative-based approach that defines how and why a desired change is expected to happen in a specific context. TOC identifies causal pathways, assumptions, risks, and indicators. C. Results-based management, RBM. RBM is an approach that focuses on outcomes and impacts rather than inputs and activities. It requires smart indicators, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, and strong data systems. 4. Types and methods of evaluation. Formative evaluation, conducted during implementation to improve project design. Summative evaluation, conducted at the end of the project to assess impact. Process evaluation, focuses on the delivery of services and compliance with plans, outcome. Evaluation measures short and medium-term changes. Impact evaluation measures long-term changes attributable to the intervention. Quantitative methods include surveys, baseline/endline studies, cost-benefit analysis, and statistical modeling. Qualitative methods include focus group discussions, key informant interviews, participatory methods, e.g., community scorecards, and case studies. Mixed methods evaluation combines both for a holistic view. 5. Key performance indicators, KPIs in rural development indicators are critical for measuring progress and outcomes. They must be relevant, disaggregated, e.g. by gender, age, region, and linked to objectives. Examples of indicators: percent increase in yield of smallholder farmers, percent of women attending training sessions, percent reduction in post-harvest losses, percent of youth engaged in agribusiness ventures, degree of beneficiary satisfaction with services. Indicators can be input-based, output-based, outcome-based, or impact-based depending on the level of the results chain. 6. Tools and technologies for M&E modern media systems. Incorporate ICTs and mobile tools to enhance efficiency, data quality, and real-time tracking. Mobile data collection platforms, e.g. Kobo Toolbox, ODK. Geographic Information Systems, GIS, for Spatial Analysis Management Information Systems, MIS. Remote sensing and drone technologies for land use monitoring. Dashboards and data visualization tools, e.g. Power BI, Tableau. In rural contexts where literacy may be limited, visual tools and community-based monitoring, e.g. farmer diaries, scorecards, and village registers are also essential. 7. Participatory monitoring and evaluation, PM&E. PM&E emphasizes the involvement of rural beneficiaries and stakeholders in the design, data collection, interpretation, and use of M&E findings. This fosters ownership, transparency, and local learning. PM&E principles, bottom-up approach, community empowerment, and voice use of local knowledge systems. Co-learning between facilitators and participants, reflection and action cycles. Techniques include participatory mapping, timelines, seasonal calendars, transect walks, and storytelling. 8. Challenges in MEIA of rural development programs. Poor baseline data and lack of continuity, political interference and manipulation of results, limited capacity among field staff and stakeholders. Weak feedback mechanisms between M&E and implementation teams, cultural and language barriers in data collection, cost and logistical constraints in remote rural areas, disaggregated data scarcity, gender, youth, disability. 9. Institutional and policy support. Effective media requires a strong institutional framework that includes national monitoring and evaluation policies, dedicated M&E units within agricultural and rural ministries, capacity building for M&E practitioners and extension agents, collaboration with universities and research institutions, integration of MEIA into national development planning and budgeting. Global institutions like FIO, IFAD, and UNDP provide technical support and capacity building for media in rural development. 10. Using M&E results for policy and program improvement. MEIA should be a learning tool, not just a control mechanism. The goal is to improve rural development programs through evidence-based decision-making, use results to reallocate resources, scale up successful innovations, identify gaps and underserved populations, adjust extension strategies based on feedback, improve transparency and donor confidence. Our evaluation findings should be communicated clearly to all stakeholders, including rural communities, through community forums, reports, visualizations, and local media.